All right, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about something that could seriously change how your association works. And it all boils down to one pretty provocative idea about your biggest member asset. What if we're actually looking at the end of the member portal as we know it? So let me just ask you this. As an association leader, what if your members never, ever logged in again, but somehow got more value from you than they do right now? I know, it sounds like a complete paradox, but this is the new reality we all need to start getting ready for, like yesterday. For decades, the model has been simple, right? It's what you see on the left. A member has to log in, they have to search, click around, do everything themselves. It is 100% manual. But this new model, it flips the whole thing on its head. Now an AI agent, think of it as a digital assistant, acts for the member, and our systems just respond. For all those routine things, the human isn't even in the loop anymore. And if you follow that thought, it leads to a really stark conclusion. Your portal is obsolete. I mean it. That core assumption we've all built on, that there's a human being on the other side of the screen clicking buttons, well, that just became your biggest liability. Look, this isn't some sci-fi 10 years from now kind of problem. The groundwork is being laid right now. Just imagine, late 2025, a company like Google rolls out a new payment protocol for AI agents. Then a few months later, new tools pop up that let those AIs prove they have permission from a human. The point is, the basic infrastructure for these bots to act on our behalf is coming online as we speak. And here's the real kicker. Your portal, right now, has absolutely no idea what a non-human session is. It cannot tell the difference between one of your members and an AI agent that they've given full permission to. To your system, they look exactly the same. And that is a massive, massive blind spot. So this requires a huge mental shift. We have to start thinking of these AI agents as the new members. We've got to move away from just building a pretty user interface for people to click on and start building real service infrastructure that machines can plug into. Okay, so let's get on the same page. When I say AI agent, what am I talking about? It's basically a digital proxy for your member. It's set up to handle transactions on its own because a human has given it the authority to do so. The easiest way to think about it, it's like a trusted digital chief of staff for their entire professional life. So what does that actually look like? Well, an agent automatically pays annual dues right before they're due. Or it registers a member for the annual conference because it knows their preferences. It could instantly download new certification materials the second you release them. These are your bread and butter workflows, and they're all happening in the background without a single human click. You see, this completely changes what your portal is for. It's not just a website people visit anymore. It's becoming an API, an access point for machines. Its value isn't just about how it looks to a person, but how well it talks to other computer systems. And this leads us to the single biggest risk in all of this, what I'm calling the hidden architectural gap. We have to talk about why most association management systems, your AMS platforms, they're not built for this new world. And this change isn't happening in a bubble. Projections from Gartner show this absolutely explosive growth curve. I mean, look at that jump from less than 5% of enterprise apps using these agents in 2025 to a whopping 40% projected for 2026. Your members are already using these at their day jobs, and you better believe they're going to expect to use them with you too. And here is the readiness problem in a nutshell. The data is pretty clear. There is a huge association AI governance gap. You've got 82% of associations saying they use AI in some way, but only 10%, just 10%, have any policies for it. That's a 72% gap between using the tech and having any rules for it. That is not good. Which brings me to the single most important thing I want you to take away from this entire explainer. Really let this sink in. This is not a feature gap, it's an architectural gap. You can't just buy a new plugin to fix this. The problem is baked into the very foundation of your technology. So this architectural gap, it causes at least 3 critical system failures. First, you have no way to verify delegated authority. You can't tell a person from their agent. Second, you have no governance for what a bot can do. Can it pay dues? Sure. Can it vote in a board election? Hopefully not. And third, your audit trails are completely compromised because a transaction made by an AI looks exactly the same as one made by a human. So, all this boils down to one critical question for you. Are your vendors ready for this? Because it's time to start adding a whole new set of questions to your technology RFPs, starting today. So here's question number 1 you need to be asking. It's a big one. Ask your vendor, point blank,
How will your platform authenticate an AI agent that's acting with a human's permission? Seriously, their answer, or maybe their complete lack of an answer, is going to tell you everything you need to know.
Next up, you have to ask them about control. What kind of governance model do you have to control what an AI agent can do inside a member's session? This gets right to the heart of managing risk and making sure a bot can't go rogue and do more than it's allowed to. And finally, here's a question that shows you're really thinking ahead. Ask them, is Model Context Protocol, or MCP, on your active development roadmap? Now, don't worry, you don't need to be an expert on what MCP is. Just think of it as a future-proof way for AIs to securely talk to each other. Just asking the question signals to your vendor that you are planning for what's coming next. Because the most important point here is that this isn't about running out and buying more shiny AI tools. It's about having the foundational readiness to deal with the AI your members are already bringing to your digital front door. Okay, so what can you actually do in the next 90 days? It's a really simple 3-step plan. First, audit your highest risk transactions in your portal. Figure out where you're most vulnerable. Second, ask your vendor about their agent authentication roadmap and get their answer in writing. And third, assess your own organization's AI governance. You've got to get ahead of this. So let's end with the one question that really should drive every single technology conversation you have from this day forward. The question is no longer, is our portal user-friendly? The real question now is, can our system serve a member who never ever logs in? That right there is the new benchmark for success.